Okay, I attended a girlfriends in Champaign event where Matthew Knowles, who is Beyonce's father, was the keynote speaker. Matthew made comments that Beyonce made it further in her career because she was light-skinned. So I wanted to dig deeper into that topic and figure out where he was coming from and why he felt like she made it further because of her skin tone. Here goes.
You have a question?
Yeah, okay, so my question, you touched a little bit on, you said that colorism was a big thing, and there's been like a lot of issues around colorism, especially with Amara La Negra and things like that. And I seen a quote, I'm not sure if it was an actual quote from you, but you said that the reason that Beyonce and Solange got further was because they were light-skinned?
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
The reason why they crossed over to pop radio, that's a big difference. See, we fell for the Jedi mind trick because that got people to talk. And, we don't sell music at radio, we sell advertising. We don't sell TV shows for content, that's to sell advertising. All this is about advertising. So they stirred up a lot of commotion. And y'all guys are aware of what's happening to you, the Jedi mind trick. So we tell you sound bites and you go crazy. What I said was at pop radio, it helped her success. And why does that matter? Because there's only 40 million black people, around 38 million black people, that's 230 million white people. Do I want to sell these cufflinks to 38 million people or 230 million people? So it helped her success by being at pop radio.
Right. So my question to that would be, pop radio is like one of the major markets, and that's the market that
pop radio, I just call it what it is.
Yeah.
Urban radio is black, pop radio is white.
No, I'm saying when you cross over, that's the dream of most artists to cross over.
Absolutely.
So my question would be the darker skinned artists and the people who aren't of, lighter skin, who don't really have the same advantages, what advice would you give them in this industry?
I say have an incredibly great song that is undeniable. I say you are an incredibly great artist that is undeniable. And I say you gotta work harder. Just like I know as a black man I have to work harder than my counterparts. I was the #1 sales rep in the world throughout the 4 years at Xerox, in the medical division. In the medical division, I sold zero radiography for breast cancer protection. #1 in the world throughout the war. And I used to say, I know because I talk about shit, right? So I knew when I was the #2 sales rep, I was going to get fired. I knew that, but I stayed #1, so they wouldn't fire me. So you got to be better. Work harder. Don't be a victim. Work harder. Don't be a victim.
Right.
It's really sad that in this day and age that dark-skinned and black artists are not afforded the same privileges as light-skinned artists. At the end of the day, we all think like, okay, when a white person or somebody of another race looks at you, whether you're mixed or not, you're black to them. But honestly speaking, when it comes to this industry and everyday life, they're more successful than those who have a darker skin complexion. And a lot of people are in denial and they try to say that colorism isn't a thing and people need to get over it and it's not, a real thing. But honestly speaking, the lighter complected artists do go further. A lot of people, when Cardi B made it, they were like, if this was a dark-skinned woman and they acted the way she acted and they talked the way she talked and, they did the things that she did, they would not have went as far as she went. And then there were people on the flip side like, oh, you guys are just hating on Cardi B, when that's actually a fact. If somebody was dark-skinned and they acted like her, they would not have went as far. Does that take away from the success that she's made? Does that take away from her, deserving to win and be successful? No, but the fact of the matter is that a dark-skinned artist would not make it as far acting the same way. That's facts. A lot of the dark-skinned artists like Dondria, Tink, Dreezy, Jasmine Sullivan, Seven Streeter. There are several artists who sing amazing. They're good, they're talented vocally, but they don't make it as far because of their skin color. And a lot of people can say what they want, say it's not a real thing, but it is in fact a real thing. And to validate what I'm talking about, I'm gonna let Zendaya speak to you and speak to you how she's privileged because she has a light skin. And then I'm gonna play a clip of Kehlani giving SZA her props because she's breaking barriers and normally dark-skinned girls don't break barriers. Here are those clips.
The opportunities are there, we will pave the way for our opportunity. And not just the opportunity for myself, but for my entire community. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a black woman, as a light-skinned black woman, that's important that I say, listen, I'm using my privilege and my platform to show you how much beauty there is in the African-American community and how much more. Because, you know, I always find it weird that Hollywood, I mean, I wish you guys could be in these meetings, but Hollywood, Hollywood's, I guess you could say, acceptable version of a black girl, and that has to change. You know what I mean? Like, we're vastly too beautiful and too interesting for me to just be the only representation of that. You know? So,
and you're preaching.
Right. But what I'm saying is about creating those opportunities. Sometimes you have to create the path, and that's with anything, whether it be Hollywood, art, whatever. Sometimes you just gotta create your own.
I think what's so important to me about SZA right now is she is a beautiful chocolate brown woman who is like taking over the planet right now. Like, as much as people don't want to say and admit that colorism is a thing, it's extremely a thing. And to see someone of her color and her stature with looking how she looks, as extremely beautiful and as talented as she is, winning 100% in first, I don't think anybody can wish for anything more. That's beautiful, and it's empowering to every single little girl in America who is of color. And I think that's just my favorite part. She's very honest and vulnerable and is not afraid to be that and stand in all of her truths at every single moment.
Okay, so all in all, Matthew Knowles said that darker skinned artists need to work harder. Him being a black man in America, he is not afforded the same things as his white counterparts, so he has to work harder, and it's the same thing as artists. Zendaya and Kehlani both expressed how, the music business is when it comes to darker skin tones, and how, Zendaya said that she is the quote-unquote standard of beauty for black women, and she's the representation. My question to you guys is, how do we fix these types of things going forward? Are people going to continue to turn the blind eye and act like colorism isn't a thing? How do we get past it? Because it's sad that a darker artist can be just as talented, if not more, but they don't make it as far. How do we break down those barriers? And it's not just like, oh, you have to work harder and work harder, but like, why can't my talent speak for itself? Nowadays you have to have some type of gimmick, some type of crazy catch to you for people to buy into your talent. And even then, light-skinned artists still make it further.
Speculation will bring us there. All my friends are asking me about it. Still the truth I can't read. Oh.
11 years of sacrifice, and you would leave me at the drop of a dime. Swallow my fears, stood by your side. I should have left yours 1,000 times. Well, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed no tears.
I can't figure out just what to do when the cause and cure is you.
I get so lonely, I can't let just anybody hold me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I don't know much about fighting, but I know I will fight for you. Hey.
question to you guys is, how do we stop this going forward? You know, I think that it's important to create dialogue about these types of things. I want to know what you guys have to say about it, though. Let's talk about it in the comments. Alright guys, that's all for this video. Stay tuned for more celebrity news and gossip. But in order to do that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button right now. Don't wait, do it right now. I want to see you on my next video. Alright guys,